Guys, it's Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion. And Loki season 1 just finished. And I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. This won't be like a normal review. I don't have very much stuff written down. It's just gonna be my thoughts on the show in general. So yeah, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen all 6 episodes of the show, I recommend go watching, all 6 right now, or if you've seen a few of them, just finish this season up. Okay, so first off, I want to say, this is my favorite of the 3 Disney Plus shows. I felt like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier both missed the mark, and I really liked that Loki was trying to do something different, and at the end, it got me much more excited for the future of the MCU than WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier did. And with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, sorry, especially with WandaVision, how it ended, I didn't really like the answers it gave. I did like the answers that Loki gave. With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, on the other hand, yeah, the Sharon Carter twist, I liked it at first, but I feel like there could have been a lot more creative with it. And yeah, I just feel like it could have done a lot more than it actually did. When Loki, it's not like they're just trying to get line in line with my expectations. No. They were going to do some stuff risky, but it paid off, which I think for the most part it did. It was going to be amazing, which it was, and that is because it did pay off in the end, and it got me very excited. So yeah, throughout the entire show, well, probably after, like, the people were probably speculating from the beginning, thinking it was Kang the Conqueror, but really the 4th episode is when everybody started thinking that it was, in fact, Kang. And when I saw Jonathan Majors show up in the 6th episode as Kang the Conqueror, I was very excited. I was, at first, I was like, I don't really like his performance. But then I understood that this kind of wasn't really the real Kang, and I really liked his performance, and I'm excited to see what kind of range this guy has. Because I thought he was going to be like, rule the world type guy, but now I realize that he has some range. I wonder if he's like going to be able to do the rule the world type guy, and maybe he might have some of this charismatic, cool guy that he kind of wanted to be friends with, in Kang. I really liked Jonathan Majors' performance. I'm excited to see how he's going to do more. I'm excited for Loki season 2 because in the post-credits scene, it can hardly even call it a scene. It said Loki will return in season 2. That was very exciting. Owen Wilson was really good in this show as Mobius. He was very likable. The new characters that they introduced were good, and like Richard Grant as old Loki. Because like these new Lokis, like probably one of my favorite scenes from the show is showing all of these Lokis. And they're just so mischievous. And they're always betraying each other, and that was the funny part. But what's really good about the scene, the magic of that scene kind of, is it shows Loki's true character arc. In episode 1, he probably would have been fighting along with all those other Lokis if he like understood that there were other Lokis, which he didn't in episode 1. He would have been betraying them and stabbing them in the back like all the other Lokis were doing to each other. But no, now he kind of understood how stupid this mischief was, and he had a goal. And he kind of also saw that in Richard E. Grant's old Loki. He ended up sacrificing himself for like the greater good. And when he looked back on his life, he said, I missed Thor, and how he kind of, like, scoffed at all the other Lokis betraying each other, because he had kind of moved on from that point. And yeah, the show, like, especially that 5th episode, which is a good example of it, of kind of the show, which I wish that the show kind of would have done a little bit more of. It did some funny stuff, like, it might have a funny scene, but or an interesting scene, but it also has, like, really good character moments and character arcs. I wish the show would have done a little bit more of that, but when the character arcs come to fruition, when Loki is being, like, a nice person, like, I think in episode 4, you really he starts to realize like that he's done betraying people. He's done kind of being a little skeeve. Um, and like when he goes up to, well, and we think like kiss Sylvie, and then he gets pruned and goes to the void. Now you're like mad that this happened to Loki, but on the other hand, um, you also kind of like you feel bad for him, and his character arcs are achieved. So it's like he's the best version that he could be, and he's also got the fans rooting for him. And if you can do that at the end, it's good. So the show did a lot of good things with Kang. I do wish that um, Ravonna, who does have some comic tie-ins, I think. The fourth episode, she got like all up to like super despicable lady. You wanted to see her die because she pruned like she ordered the pruning of Mobius, one of my favorite characters in the show. Then she herself pruned Loki, who was also one of my favorite characters of the show. Um, and then all of a sudden you got Sylvie's like spares her, and then after that it shows that she's just as clueless as everybody else. Yet she believes that things must keep going on, and it's like I really wish that she would have known a little bit more, or that they would have done a little bit different stuff with her character. A character that I did like was Hunter B-15 because I think her name was Hunter B-15. I don't know. She was the one that captured Loki originally, and then Sylvie kind of enchanted her and showed her her memory, and I really, really liked her kind of character arc throughout the show because not really a character arc, but she learned some stuff, and it's kind of like Mobius, where she realizes that what the TVA is doing is not right, and while Ravonna is thinking that the TVA that even though I don't know what's going on with the TVA, they're still right. It kind of introduces these different, what do you call it? Yeah, these different opinions, these different viewpoints in these characters, and I really liked how these characters learn more and they react in different ways throughout the shows goes on. So yeah, I really like this show. I was like I saw some people like in YouTube in the comment sections on some videos I was watching really trash on this show. And some of them thought it was like a bit too talky, and yeah, I wish that the show did talk a lot less. Um, and I wish it did have more action because the action was kind of cool when it was happening. But I really think that unlike WandaVision, we got the payoff, we got the right answers that we wanted. Um, we were like real. I for one was really excited when everything was happening, like the last part of Loki when you realize that that Sylvie kind of started a multiversal war. When you're realizing all these things, it's a lot better than WandaVision when it was just like, okay, this happened. It's not really what I wanted to happen, but hey, it happened. When actually, it's not with Loki. These things happen where you didn't expect them to happen. I'm not gonna say you wanted them to happen, but it's almost like you're very excited that it happened. You think that the show is smart. That's not what WandaVision was like at all. I feel like this is what the show was trying to do. So yeah, just a little bit less talking. They could have done something a little bit different with Ravonna at certain points. They could have done some different things that would have helped the show. There was, yeah, a bit too much talking, but overall, I would give this show a 9 out of 10. Yeah, this like first season, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Definitely go ahead and watch it. I will probably do an episode ranking of Loki coming up, of season 1 in Loki. I'll probably be doing an episode ranking of that. Yeah, and I might do all 27 like Marvel projects ranked because Loki season 1 finished, so I'm probably gonna do that. Yeah, please like and subscribe, comment in the comment section. Please give me suggestions and I'll to improve my channel. Please give me recommendations on movies and TV shows to talk about, rank, review. I'm Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and be good people.